What does it mean to be family? The Fast and Furious movie franchise has answered that question through sheer octane as men and women race through the streets of big cities, unpaved deserts, and even space. Okay, the last one isn't true, but why can't it happen? With the movie franchise's popularity came media expansions, including video games dating back to the PS2 era. In celebration of the highly anticipated Fast and Furious 9, developer Slightly Mad Studios went to work on a game that would coincide with the eventually delayed movie, featuring the actual cast reprising their roles in digital form, while introducing a new set of protagonists. I was ready to ignore all the rules of common sense driving, burn through nitrous without a care in the world, and potentially stop a criminal mastermind by being incredibly stupid. Crossroads presents a story mode showcasing characters both new and old in various, though similar environments. After nearly 5 hours, I completed the story mode, which saw me fail several missions more than once. With no difficulty setting, the mode proved rather easy to complete, even when battling certain technical issues. The online ops multiplayer is the biggest hurdle when attempting to complete the game. Thanks to multiple achievements and trophies associated with the online mode, it would take weeks, if not months, for full completion, mostly thanks to the grind of completing 400 online games, or having a 20-car takedown streak, and the fact it's impossible to consistently get a full lobby necessary to start an online session. Thankfully, I was able to play around with the multiplayer after multiple attempts of waiting for fellow racers to join. Though promoted as the optimum Fast and Furious video game experience, with Dom and Letty getting the early spotlight, the story hastily introduces the real protagonists, Vienna and Cam, as they try to make a living in Barcelona. Unfortunately for the pair in their attempt at keeping their heads down after a situation in Miami saw them leave their hometown, Vienna's apparent boyfriend Sebastian runs afoul of the local mob. It doesn't take long before the plot escalates from simply trying to make some fast cash via street racing to taking on a criminal organization. Though the Fast and Furious movie stories aren't the most revolutionary or at times coherent, they do have a level of excitement and a rewarding feeling for longtime viewers. A majority of the moments that would scream Fast and Furious are out of the player's hands in regards to the story. The lacking usage of the more pivotal and loved characters just adds more to the underwhelming narrative, an issue made even more profound because of the main protagonists being treated as characters fans of the franchise should already care about, without giving the player a real reason to empathize with them. As expected, Crossroads focuses on driving from one point to another with certain stipulations connected to each scenario, including reaching a checkpoint in a certain amount of time, not wrecking the car when carrying a trunk full of race fuel, and tailing a suspicious vehicle without alerting the driver. These prototypical racing game missions are accented by some multi-phase moments where the player can control more than just one character at a time, as well as fantastic set pieces, including surviving a rock slide. Upon entering the car specific for whatever mission is currently being tackled, the player will discover two things: the arcade-style mechanics and the fact each character has a specific ability. In regards to the prior, driving in Crossroads showcases roads lacking friction, as the player will most likely slip and slide around each road and or track. With every hit comes the losing of car health, as indicated by the green bar at the bottom of the screen, while every car has nitrous that can be refilled automatically and via icons scattered connected to each mission, and the ability to shunt enemy cars with the hopes of pulling burnout-like takedowns. Each character specializes in a special ability or tool. Dom's cars feature missiles. Letty can produce spikes from her wheels to cut up tires, and Cam has the ability to hack police cars to cut off an officer's engine, though the latter is incredibly annoying when trying to perform the hacking minigame while driving, without slowing down to a complete stop. During missions where the player has to use multiple characters, a touching of the directional pad allows for character switching on the fly, and works incredibly well even though it's rarely utilized. Considering every story mission only allows for the player to use a specific vehicle without the ability to upgrade said car in any way, the developer didn't completely ignore customization options. Unfortunately, the ability to gain new vehicles that can be modified is solely connected to the multiplayer mode, Online Ops. Online Ops has 9 players in teams with 3, heroes, villains, and cops, doing battle in designated scenarios, including the heroes trying to gain information from a moving truck intended to be protected by the villains, while the cops attempt to arrest both teams, or the heroes and villains trying to reach a safe zone as the cops try to arrest them as well. The biggest issue with online ops, beyond the underwhelming missions and the copious amount of achievements and trophies connected to said mode, is the fact an online game won't start until there's a full 9-player lobby. With a rather small player base, the amount of time necessary to get 9 players in a lobby is absurd. Those who were excited about the game's online and customization options will walk away thoroughly disappointed. Technically, Crossroads is a mixed bag. Beyond some stellar sound effects and a fun soundtrack, the dialogue delivery is mostly stiff and unremarkable. Crossroads looks like something from the 7th generation or Xbox and PS3 era, with unimpressive vehicle damage and wooden character models. Players will fail multiple missions, though at times the reasons for having to restart the most recent checkpoint or even passing a mission isn't the most clear, including being obligated to win a race, but the game advancing the story even though the player's car was in last place during the checkered flag moment. Frame rate drops can occur during the more hectic moments, such as moving through a sandstorm, but mostly happens when the game enters a cutscene. There isn't an option to change the camera angle from being directly behind the car, with the right analog stick sharply moving in the direction pushed by the player before snapping back to the starting position. There's also no speedometer, both for the HUD or in the cars, as the latter doesn't even function when a car is in motion. Crossroads feels like a gaming relic, something people may have praised before 1999, with its gameplay options and story presentation, but in 2020 this is mediocre at best and mind-numbing at worst. Though Crossroads doesn't have incredibly egregious gameplay problems or even game-breaking technical issues, there's nothing spectacular or even remarkable about this Fast and Furious game other than the actual actors allowing their likenesses and voices to be used for a short story mode. The online ops would be something fun if players could invite friends and weren't forced to wait minutes to hours for a lobby to fill before a game can start. But the biggest anti-consumer method used for this game is the price. Marked as a AAA title featuring a $30 season pass, containing only 3 cars for online play, Crossroads doesn't warrant the asking price even if someone is a die-hard Fast and Furious fan. Wait for a major sale, or just rent it from GameFly if you're desperate for a mediocre racing game, or you want to have your intelligence questioned like someone stating that amateur criminals are better than expert thieves.
This for like 1 billion years. 3, if we fail, they most certainly will kill us.
Can I lay it back out for you? 1, they're not going to kill us, because 2, we aren't professionals, and for that reason, 3, they'll never see us coming.
I actually followed that.
What?
They're right. The Tadakul is prepared to defend itself against tough rival gangs, not 3 amateurs.
Oh, you're really selling this, Sebastian.
Don't you see? That's our advantage. We hit them in transit, we steal their booty, and we're out.
You two have lost your minds.